What's up, everybody? This is Copy Who, and I'm your host, Paul, the producer. Welcome to the show. Bienvenue, everyone. I'm always a little bit anxious before I come in and do this. Very special times in life. Epic time to be alive. Daddy don't like the NWO. I'm daddy in this metaphor. Daddy don't like it. It's a threat to all of us. NWO. NWO. I didn't say NWA. I like NWA, the band. I don't like NWO. Welcome, everyone. I'm back. I'm fired up. Artie Lange, bitch! All right, I'm actually going to come out with this music because I have a lot to do today. I have a lot of things I want to say, and I'm going to come back up here and say, once again, Artie Lange, bitch! Wah! Wah! Fire! That's what it is. Tribute to Artie Lange. I got strange energy vibes today. I hope I get warmed up. I hope I do a good performance for you. I have to put in this kind of energy for an hour today. Can you believe that? An hour, people. I'm doing it for you. I'm here. Guess what is screening on Tracey Lee Samsung TV today? It's a little movie called Dirty Work featuring Artie Lange and Norm Macdonald. A tribute to these guys. I love these guys. Is this? Okay, yeah. Love these guys. Big, wonderful laughs all my life from these fellas. Thank you, fellas. Especially rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. I never thought that Norm Macdonald would die before Artie Lange, considering the way both of them lived. But that's not fair. I haven't been there. Living with them, knowing what they're up to in life. Norm Macdonald had a lot of stress from gambling, probably drinking a lot, and I know it was just sad when he expired. I did not expect it. He kind of kept it a secret from people until the very last minute. And Artie is still alive despite his wild shenanigans. I'm glad you're still here, Artie. This is a tribute to you right now, making me laugh so much over the years. If you have not seen Artie Lange on Howard Stern, I recommend you go to YouTube and search clips. Very fun, very funny. Look for him getting angry, going after Sal Governale, throwing things, and a little DVD he has called It's the Whiskey Talking. That's hilarious. I love that. And earlier today I was thinking I should give that another watch. So what's on the agenda today? I'm recording this show a couple days early because I have something important to do on Monday. So I'm recording this on Saturday, but it's going to debut at the same time on Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I should really figure out or endeavor to go live with these eventually. I think it would help me build the community around this. What do I want to talk about? You know, last week, I recommend if you didn't see it, last week I felt particularly good about my show performance here. And yet there was one thing bothering me. It was I did this short thing where I played a clip of someone who took clips of Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction and made melodies over it. And so he's saying the Lord's name in vain, and I was singing over that, and I kind of like went away reflecting on that this week, and I don't like to do that. Every time I do it, let me say, even though I appear like I'm having fun last week doing it, I kind of cringe, and I feel like I'm doing something wrong when I do that. So I've made a decision that I'm going to avoid that kind of thing exclusively because of my religious faith. I just don't think I should be doing that. I don't think God has a sense of humor about breaking the 10 Commandments. And so that's one that I try to abide by. So I wanted to bring that up. And you can think that's lame, whatever. I just have certain limitations I put on myself for how I act and behavior. Excuse me. I have certain limitations on myself for how I act and behave here. And I'm not always happy with some things that I do. Just so that you know, you might be like, you know, as I try to live a life of religious faith, sometimes I come here and I dive straight into secular shit and I become very vulgar and crass. And I wonder, where am I crossing the line where it becomes sinful? I don't know how much I sin, but definitively when I say the Lord's name in vain, I'm sinning. And I'm not going to say what I said because I don't even think it's decent to repeat it. But I mean, this is how I'm changing as a person. I really think, you know, I'm engaged in a spiritual battle in life. Sadly, that's not a joke. I would describe myself as a genuine free speech absolutist. And it's sort of ironic to follow what I just said about how I don't want to say that. I should have the right to say that in this secular world, what I was just talking about, using the Lord's name in vain. But I shouldn't do it. I still make discernment about the things I should and shouldn't say. I still think I should have consideration for the feelings of others. And although sometimes when I feel under attack, I don't quite feel like doing that. I feel like going after people. Nothing's going to change that I consider myself a free speech absolutist and a constitutionalist. Nothing. No one. Literally. Okay? Only God. Only what I gather from God is going to like influence what I say and do. I think it's important to be considerate of other people's feelings, but that doesn't mean that I should censor myself from saying things that I think are vital and important. And so if you look at my downloads for this show on YouTube, which I think they are visible, very few people are watching. I do have a loyal few people who come and pay attention to what I'm doing here, and they make comments to me about what I'm doing, and I'm really grateful for the people who appreciate that. Oh man, what a mood I'm in to do this today. Yeah, the burps, the mandatory burps. I'm just sort of trying to still find who I am here, do it with incredible talent, do it with some class, but it's not always easy because I actually am under attack. The point I was making is I have X number of downloads, and what the shame is, there are literally, truthfully, honestly, a handful of people, I often refer to them as parasites, they're watching here, and they are trying to listen to every single solitary word I say in order to seize upon a gotcha moment where I say something that is actionable for them, where they're like, look what he said, bad. And actually, a lot of what I'm doing in my life right now, literally, people don't know the story right now because I'm immersed right in it. My freedom of expression is under attack. My First Amendment rights have been voided. My right to express myself has been voided. My religious rights have been under attack. Is that the first thing I said? These are important points for me to make because it's true. And I think the people doing it to me, we're just in a weird inverted society now where like new cultures that have come to the forefront of society and people that have become a super extra protected class have actually compromised the strength and integrity that was written into the basis of the foundation of the Constitution of the United States. And it's happening to me. I'm not sitting here going, I'm not making something up about being a victim. Pretty soon, depending on the outcome, you might hear me speaking about it very openly and honestly, and I have to try to maintain my civility. Right now, I'm holding myself back from saying how I really feel about certain things and people because it's not helpful to go attacking people, even though I think they deserve it. I'm literally in the midst of the worst personal issue of my life, and I think that the root of it, the foundation of it, is spiritual in nature because it's so egregious. And I make little offhand comments here and there about it, but I never dive straight into it because I'm under attack. It's actually happening. It's not my imagination. I'm not paranoid. There are actual people with actual names. They don't want to watch this for entertainment. They're watching it to catalog every little word I say for a battle that we're engaged in. And it's really a shame. It's totally un-American, thoroughly, totally un-American. And I think that the specifics of my situation are so appalling that if I could reach these people, I think it would garner the attention of people like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, Steven Crowder. I think they would care what I'm going through if they knew the depth of the story that I'm going through. I explained it to someone yesterday a little bit, and he looked at me like, oh my God, Like he couldn't believe it. And when I tell people they don't believe me and I'm like, read this, and they go, OMFG. But so I don't want to be overly serious. I'm trying to do a good job here. And what has happened is my ability to enjoy this has been compromised. You know, I've told you guys this is supposed to be therapy for me, but when you know people are out there hovering over you, waiting to say, look at him bad, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? I see 2 words written wrong here. I have to fix something really quick. It is the story of my life now. It's actually what I'm talking about is so deep and personal that it really wound up culminating in a moment where I was supposed to be enjoying myself this summer. I was so overwhelmed in my head that I could not enjoy myself with someone. Screening on Tracey Lee Samsung Theater is Dirty Work today. Did I mention that? No, that's just a clue. I couldn't enjoy myself because I'm so in my head over this issue that I'm going through that it's ruining my ability to enjoy myself. But whatever. Right now, everybody, what I want to do actually is sometimes I've been pouring myself a glass of water after the Ascension. But right now I'm going to pour myself water because I feel I learned it. The proper expression is parched. I was saying poached before. That's so wrong. But I've learned the difference now, and that's what I try to do. I try to grow in life. I'm parched, my friends, and I'm going to actually, let me just grab that first. Over here, back over here. I am almost, this will be the last of the sperm water, okay? Watch, this is the last of it, I think, just a tiny little dribble. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, the last of the CBD, the last of the CBD has just been poured in this, and you must see it up close right now. Let's go up this way right there like that. Oh, no, it's out of focus. What if I go like that? When does it become in focus as I move it closer? When does it become in focus? It's not in focus in any of that focal length. It becomes in focus. Whatever. You. Oh, that did not work right. Oh, man, the timing on that was off. Let me just do actually one more little thing here. I got new stuff. This is not CBD. It's turmeric. It's to stop the inflammation in my brain and in my body. And right now, I really hope it works. I hope it impacts. It looks like iodine, actually. Oh, my God. You know, it looks like a mixture of piss and sperm now. Okay, but this is consistent with the color of turmeric. I'm pronouncing it correctly, I think. Turmeric. Look at that yellow. It looks like orange juice. We're going to find out how. Let me smell it, actually. I have not tasted this. This is a first-time deal. Oh, my God. That does not smell good. I was hoping they would, have some kind of flavor in there. Fruity flavor or something. So this looks like orange juice. Let's see how it is, shall we? Here's the test. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not nearly as off-putting as the CBD, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be gnarly. I'm glad it's water-soluble. It looks like incredibly, what do you call it? What do you call the vegetable that I eat? It's not Brussels sprouts. Those give you the toots. I don't have the toots. What's the other thing? It's asparagus. Asparagus makes your pee smell gnarly. I don't know that it makes it yellow, but it makes it smell gnarly. And we don't like the gnarly smell in pee. Although, I like to think that when I'm eating the asparagus and the pee smells gnarly, that it's something healthy happening. It's some kind of detoxifying effect. That may not be what's happening at all, but don't mess with my healthy fantasy. I may or may not know the reality. I should look it up, but I don't care enough to look it up right now. I'm not going to look it up for you, okay? But we are going to move on. Everything I have said thus far is true, and it really is a burden on my mind, unfortunately. I am a free speech absolutist, and I'm unapologetic for it. And, even though Elon Musk says he's a free speech absolutist, when you are in the position he's in, being one of the most wealthy people in the world, if not the wealthiest, depending on the day, you have to kowtow to certain expectations of the establishment. Otherwise, they come after you hard. So a little guy like me can't do anything. When I say I'm a free speech absolutist, they're like, big deal, little guy, whatever. But when he does it, some people come after him. So he can say that. It might be true what he wants idealistically, but he has extreme limitations, even on Twitter. He's not a free speech absolutist. And I'm not here either, because if I say every single solitary thing I think I should have the right to say and all the things I want to say, I'm not gonna prevail here. I'll get kicked off YouTube. And so it's hard to like toe that line. My attitude is, eventually if this takes off, I know I'm going to get kicked off YouTube. In the meanwhile, it's just YouTube is the one that is technically most ahead of everyone else. And in a lot of ways, the features they have built in are fascinating and useful and ahead of all the second comers in the field of like media out there, being able to put your own channels up on certain sites. These burps keep coming, you know. I timed my protein shake before this so that right in the middle of this show, I'm on the peak sugar high after having it. And hopefully I'm giving a great performance, because someone told me once in college that if you eat before a test, eat a half an hour before and then a half an hour into it, all of a sudden all that energy's hitting you and you'll be cognitively able to deal with the exam with flying colors. I'm really not articulating that well today, and so that's unfortunate. I just cleared my voice, and you had nothing to do with that. So I have this idea. It's so lame. Or it's not lame. Maybe it's a brilliant idea. I have this idea inspired by Michael Sartain, who has been surrounded by all these gorgeous women in bikinis. And I'm thinking to myself, how do I create the propaganda here, the image of a high-value man that a lot of women want to vie for my attention and for my loyalty, to get with me, to be my woman, you see? And so you create that perception of being high value by being around a lot of beautiful women. And I keep saying, how do I do it? How do I do it? See? Where and how do I get these women to follow me? And how do I get pictures of myself with women? I posted a picture on my Instagram this week of when I was surrounded by a few beautiful women, and this was years ago, and I should have done more of that. I think it would have served me well to do more of that. But now I'm like, how do I do that? How do I get a bunch of beautiful women all around me? I want them around me. So I want to have a bikini contest. And you're like, wow, that's sexist. It's really not too bad when you think my intent is to create that value, that perception where women want to get with me. God dang it. That's the second time that happened. Stupid explosion, not exploding. Crash, I should say. I want to have a bikini contest where I'm surrounded by a bevy of beautiful women getting all kinds of pictures, and I want to repeat this, and I want it to seem like all these women are around me and I'm special, and I'm admitting to you my secret right now. Bikini contest, contrived to manipulate you. It's a psyop. You know what I mean? It's a psyop to get women to be like, wow, man, he's hot. He's cool. What's with this guy? Because every time I've had a hot girlfriend in life, it's like that's when I'm getting all kinds of indicators of interest from other women. And I have heard women say to me that, yes, when a man is with a beautiful woman, it makes that man more attractive. So I want to be around tons of women. And it's not as shallow as you think, because it's not even to get laid, although that would be a marvelous side benefit. Okay? I don't want to use women for sex. I want us to enjoy one another, and I want to get over myself. I want to get out of my head and enjoy myself. I have trouble getting out of my head. I'm like Roman Roy on Succession, but I don't want to screw dead chicks at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm too in my head. But anyway, I digress. I want to have this bikini contest. I want all these beautiful women around me. I want to take the pictures and have them around me and have the one woman that I want to decide to get with who understands where I'm coming from. Somewhere she's going to be attracted to me. She's like, I want to get with him. I want to get with him. And so it's going to attract several women to me so that I have a few women that I can say, which one do I really connect with? So that's the agenda. It's really self-centered and egotistical. It's not just to seem cool to the entire world. It's to attract the one, okay? These guys in the manosphere, they're like, there's no such thing as a soulmate. Well, I'm sorry, I think there is. You know why I think there is? Because if you have faith in God, then I think God has a plan for you. So you can't say you're Christian, and then you can't say there's a such thing as someone is not your soulmate. There's some kind of destiny behind life. This is a philosophical argument about determinism. If you believe in God and if you believe certain things are determined by God and that God has a plan for you, then and how am I taking this shallow, idea of a bikini contest and comporting it into this idea of it's God's plan for me? No, there's something contrary about that because it's involving the concept of lust, which is a sin. And then there are all these beautiful women all around me. And I'm saying, but I want to use this sinful method to find the holy woman who wants to be with me. What kind of contradiction is that? It's a super contradiction, I tell you. I tell you what. I think maybe I'm in the wrong for saying all these things. I'm trying to justify my lusty endeavor to propagandize myself as a high-value man by having a bikini contest, and it's just God sees straight through that. Sorry, Lord. There's part of this that is satire, but if I could have a bikini contest and do that and hopefully, put that perception out there, attract a hot woman, get with her, and have as many kids as there are stars in the sky. That's the goal, see? Affirm life. I think God wants me to affirm life. I think God wants me to affirm life by having lots of kids. And if we're going to take over Colorado, my fellow Christians, we need to breed. We need to breed, people. Check this out, okay? I want to show this to you close up on copy. Letter to the American Church. This is a book. I want to see, where is it in? Okay, so it's approximately in focus right there. I read this book lately, and it's really important for people to understand where we're at in society right now. If we don't understand the path we're going down, it's a story about a man in Nazi Germany who recognized what was going on in Nazi Germany and as a Christian was trying to speak out against it, and no one listened to him, and then it turned out to be a huge effing disaster in Germany, the destruction of Germany, and people would go to church and just egotistically flagellate their lips about how great they are, and wound up in a world of hell over there in Germany, being destroyed. And we have to see the parallels in American life right now is what this guy here is talking about. And so Christian people need to stand up. It's funny how I segue from having a bikini contest to meet a woman, to hook up, to get married, to have a lot of kids. And then I segue into this. It's from lust, from sin to good points. Oh, yeah, this right here, right? Letter to the American Church by Eric Metaxas. Metaxas? I think that's how you pronounce it. I heard him speak. That man is quite the courageous genius. And the only thing I might differ with him on respectfully is his support of Donald Trump, a person I want to go away because I'm tired of the negativity he brings to the climate. I think the negativity come from Donald Trump. Even if he says some things you might agree with, the negativity is going to be more of a liability in resolving certain issues and problems than so he can't accomplish it because of the negativity that comes with him. It's going to be a liability to solving issues and problems. So I would love to have, like I said it this past week somewhere, talking to someone, I would like to have a whole clean slate of government representatives. I would like to have a whole clean slate of people who are not bought and sold by, DAs. I don't want to even get into who bought up all the DAs because I know the nasty label people throw around on that. But the district attorneys, prosecuting attorneys, people like this, it's scary, actually, the way that our country has been undermined, including, in a lot of cases, I think, judges who have been appointed by people who are compromised. It's all very frightening, and we need a clean slate if we are to have any chance of resolving these problems. But Letter to the American Church, very good book there. I need to keep drinking because I have this shitty froth in the back of my throat that's bugging me right now. It's really warm in here, by the way. I'm drinking deliberately in kind of a rude, nasty way, emulating the one and only Pearl. I forget Pearl's last name. I keep learning it and then forgetting it. Where are we now? Are we to the point where, propetia and finasteride, okay? I'm gonna make fun of some shit, okay? So I have this. I'm always talking about how I'm bald. So the listening phone, you fucking bitch phone listening to me, the phone hears me. The phone listens. You know what I'm saying? And so then I go on Instagram and it's all like, you need your hair replacement therapy. Take propetia. Take finasteride. Okay, and these things are things I've already done. Like 15 or more years ago, I took propetia for a year. I took it in a pill form, and after a year of taking it, I noticed, by golly, I have like zero sexual feelings down there. Nothing turns me on. So people in my life now want to be like, maybe he's gay. Look at him. Maybe he's gay. He's in denial of being gay. No, I'm asexual in certain respects at certain times, especially when you take the propetia for a year and you see a woman in a bikini that previously got you super hot and you're like, wow, those curves, those tan lines, woo, I love that. No, the propetia takes that away. That's what I'm saying. It at least did in my experience. You can be like, that's simply anecdotal and that's not true. Well, it's an indicator of something. Like, and then when I take it out of the mix, it's like all of a sudden I'm sexually interested again, okay? It annihilates your sexual interest. And I know other guys who took it who said that even after a week or two, it did some kind of damage to their system and they could never get an erection again. So then imagine what that's like. But anyway, so I see these ads and I said, and so it's like Propecia, spray on Propecia they're advertising on Instagram. And I'm like, hey guys, don't do this. It's not worth the risk. It could harm you. It could really upset your system and you may not be able to go back to normal. And then there are guys who come out and they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. There are no side effects. But Propecia is sold under another name. The exact same thing is called finasteride. And finasteride is sold to shrink the size of the prostate, okay? It's totally unrelated to the hair thing, but it's the same thing. And so my point is, and doctors, I've seen doctors talk about this, and they've backed this concept up. If you otherwise have a healthy prostate, you should not be taking finasteride for hair growth when you have an otherwise healthy prostate. It could cause harm to you in other ways. So these are side effects, and I post that online, and I get so many guys, several of whom agree. I'm appreciative that a lot of guys, somehow they know to agree with what I'm saying. And then there are other guys who are like, why are you dissing Propecia, man? Woo! I think I saw Eric Stoltz on a show. Was it Eric Stoltz? Was it California? And then that's the dude from the other... what do you call it? Conspiracy show. Shit. How could I not know that? Oh, God, I can hear this song theme in my head. It's like, wah, 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 wah. It's a conspiracy show with detectives, and they do all these... anyway, fucking A, don't take Propecia. That's the message. Don't take Propecia to make your hair grow back. You know, you can try to preserve your hair beforehand by... taking care of it, and then you might never lose it. I think there are ways to do that, but by golly, don't take Propecia. That's just my advice. It also caused a lot of anxiety in me, and I just after a year, my hair was really getting thicker, and it was supposed to work for up to 5 years, but after a year, my wiener wasn't interested in anything. There was no gayness. There was no sex drive. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay, I need to move on from this. Don't take Propecia. And this is just my opinion. I don't want to hear like fact checkers blah. It was my personal experience. You can say it's anecdotal, but sometimes the anecdotal is what leads to a good idea for an experiment. Someone verify what I'm saying. And I know that Big Pharma, you know, they're like, shut up, liar, misinformation, report him, algorithm, bad, dissing Big Pharma, whatever. Big Pharma, whatever. Like, I'm supposed to trust you. Give me a break. Like, one of the least trustworthy things in the world is pharma, the way that it's being weaponized to control people. Give me a break. Okay, I digress. I'm going down that path. My God, this week I've been drinking so much kava that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much kava. I've wondered if I've been overdoing it, because the last couple days I've had this kind of toxic feeling, but I'm not blaming kava, but I am having a large quantity of it and quite a few drinks of kratom, and so it's good. I've also done a good job on many days limiting my intake on these things. But the last couple of days, I have felt this kind of annoying, nagging, toxic feeling, a little bit nauseous. And it might be gas, because last night I was tooting up a storm. I couldn't help it at all. And it was just too much. So Thursday, I was so muddy. Muddy means like you've had a lot of kava. And I had like, what I think I had on Thursday was 2 double shells. And then I had this shot of this thing called chupo, which is like a concentrated form. And it really hits you hard when you take it. It tastes like ass. It tastes like shit. It tastes like poison. But you really get something out of it. And so, but I don't know if I like it that much. I would say that it makes me feel a little bit of vertigo. But I know that other people like it, and it's like when other people are doing it, you're like, okay, you know, you go along to have fun a little bit. I don't do that with a lot of things in life that matter, but I think it's okay to go along when people are toasting the kava and maybe having chupa once in a while. You want to feel a part of that group. You want to feel a part of the community, and that's just wonderful. That's cute. But it does definitely taste like super shit. And this last shot I had a couple days ago, I get an immediate dizzy feeling. I do call it like vertigo, and I get a little nauseous for a little while after that. And so it's like, I don't know, it doesn't quite agree with me. And that same day, I actually went to sing a song at karaoke. I sang once, and it was pretty good, and I would love to play it for you here because I actually recorded it. I review my performance doing that when I record it. It's not purely egotistical, like, oh, look at me. I say, did I sing correctly? How did I articulate? Did I sing on pitch? How was I singing as far as my level, mic technique? All these things I evaluate. Even like my movements on stage. Do I look cool when I'm performing, like the things I do? Someone told me when I performed karaoke in Huntsville this summer that the way my feet move meant that I was nervous. And that's the first I've ever heard of that. I move around a certain way, and I kick my knee up. I know when I kick my knee up, it's some Ian Anderson shit, and it's really fucking cool, and I love that. And I wasn't the least bit nervous. What's beautiful is when I'm well rehearsed on something, I don't have the slightest anxiety going up and doing that. When I'm warmed up and I'm well rehearsed and the song in the background is what I've been rehearsing to at home, I'm very comfortable doing that. No problemo. And I did something called Say Something is the name of the song by a band named Postmodern Jukebox. It's a remake. It's like a cover they have, and it's kind of jazzy, and it's sort of fun, and it's really nice. I wish I could show that to you, but copyright. Okay, I'm going to tell you this story. Well, no. Should I do this? I will tell you about my dream after the Ascension. So I'm going to move you into the part of this show because we're like half an hour in right now, I think, right? 33 minutes in, and I haven't done the Ascension. I can't even believe how the time fills up. I am feeling warmed up right now, and earlier on I was a little concerned because I felt, I don't know, what would you call it? Sort of like... Well, my brain is foggy right now. I didn't sleep well last night. I went to bed late. I fixed this over here. Do you see the difference between this background right here? It's not quite dynamic enough now. The eyes on the bird, if you look very closely, are, what do you call it? Can you see it close up like this? Let me see if I can go, here we go. Is that, yeah, that's closer. You can sort of see on this how the eyes are burning and breathing a little bit on that. Oh, and something's bleeding out like it's overexposing there. Isn't that interesting? Okay, anyway, that's what I did. And right now I want to go to the Ascension, okay? I changed that background, but I don't like how the blue... Oh, shit! I'm fucking it all up. Oh, fuck. I got it all out of order. The way I wanted to explain things. Whatever. What the F ever. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go bing and a boom. And we're going to just start up like this. This mix just now got fucked. It's not the way I want to do it, these stupid buttons. I am a free speech absolutist. Ascend thee. Ascend, my friend. Ascend thee, my TV. I'm a free speech absolutist. I'm a die-hard constitutionalist. Although some things are totally screwed up with the Constitution, we could stand to improve the Constitution, but we got to keep the basis of it. First Amendment, good. Second Amendment, good. Woo! Welcome to my show, everyone. where I say what I want, I talk about what I want, and I'm going to get more and more like that as soon as I feel at liberty to do so. I should feel at liberty to do so. Why am I not at liberty to do so? I got done telling you earlier while I was talking why I don't feel at liberty to do so. I'm so fed up with it. I'm mad. He's mad, Your Honor. He's angry, and we know that anger, no matter the reason, there's no such thing as justified anger. He's angry, and that's abusive, Your Honor. Whatever. Whatevs. Okay, off with that, dude. Oh my. This mix could be so much better. Oh my. No front key light. Here we go. That mix was better. The buttons are too small. Say that every single week, because every time I go to do it, I'm like, eh. And it's not cool. Anyway, that's that. Here we go. And it's Copy Who, everyone. You know what I say. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Copy Who. The one and only Copy Who. It's about you. This is the look that he inspired, okay? The rest of, when you come over here, it's not quite him because everybody puts themselves in front of a camera and talks. There's no copying here. This is where the copying is, right here. I like this setup. I like this routine. Copy who? Ergo, copy who? We copy you. We take influence from everyone else in the world and do what we want, okay? But now, before we go into my first video, provided to me by a Miss Jenna, thank you for that, Jenna, the video that you provided. I'm going to talk about it shortly here. I want to tell you that I was dreaming the night before last that I was doing my show, recording in a busy office space surrounded by people. They were loud and noisy and interrupting my work, which is extremely annoying. I'm like, shut up! And I didn't have this background. I was like in a cubicle and I was surrounded by people in cubicles. What's up with that? I don't want to live that life. I never want to live with that life. Thank God for my blessings. I don't think I have to. During a show recording, it was like nerve-wracking having all these people around. I had to pause because of all the interruptions. I offered a pretty woman working nearby a beer that belonged to some other man working in the office. He gave me a dirty look because I gave this woman his beer. This is my dream now, mind you. This is my dream that I had. The office had to evacuate while I was doing the show, so I had to pause my recording. Everyone had to evacuate the building, so I had to walk out the building many hundreds of yards in a certain direction all the way down. And then I had to come back walking all these many hundreds of yards again. I was pissed because I thought I would have to edit the show in post-production. And I don't know how that went because that was just a dream, and it ended before I had to figure out what the hell I had to do. I was angry and irritated because I could not do my show in private, and I was surrounded by all of my love. I was not surrounded by all of my lovely set. I was angry and irritated. I was relieved to wake up and know that it was a dream that I could repeat to you. It was like finally, I was off the weed long enough to tell you about a dream that I had because dreams screw up your REM sleep and you don't remember your dreams as much, and I think that's an essential part of unwinding. It's the first long dream I've had that I could remember since quitting marijuana. That's the point I'm making. All the other dreams I had were bits and pieces that didn't make any sense. And last night I had dreams, but I can't remember it. I can't recall it. But I know that it's coming back to me, and I do appreciate the dreams. I do appreciate having the dreams. I love the dreams. All right, so this first clip here, I need to remember, when I pull up an Instagram clip, I need to instantly pause it, and then I need to go like so. Oh, no. Here we go. Yeah, there's Corey Feldman and a strange Howard Stern with something covering his head, making him look bald. Oh, fuck's sake. All right, I'm doing this over because if I make that mistake, then it won't ever work right. So now we go like this. It's Corey Feldman with Howard Stern, and I have some questions and comments about this moment, which I think was on the Howard Stern Show, which was a late-night TV program back in the day. And let me just play this so you can hear this now. I hope it doesn't throw a copyright issue, but it's freaking cringe to watch.
Right now with the song. Let's all start dancing, baby. Go ahead, Corey.
Like, what? Wait. What the hell, Howard Stern, with your nasty ass like that? I mean, like, this woman over here in the bikini, that's okay, but what the hell with your nasty ass like that, dude? I mean, this man is committed to entertaining because as weird as I am, I would not be putting my ass out there in this way, in this context. Not appropriate. Horrible. Stop it. And the bald head. Now, this is where I want to be free. See how Corey's moving right here? I would be able to just get up and emulate that dance right now, but I'm tied to these earplugs. I do believe I know a system I'm going to buy, and I'm tied to these earplugs, and I would get up and I'd be able to move, but I'm not able to do that now. So what's the deal here? Let's watch Corey a second so that we can cringe on this.
Check it out now. Check it out.
I think I'm going to die. This makes me sick. Why, Corey? There's a lot of then and now here. It's also, I've said this on here before, he's so obsessed with being Michael Jackson. If you can't be at least as good as or better than Michael Jackson, everything else seems like a cheap imitation, and it's horrible, man. Oh my God, I just want to keep taking the music out a little bit. Okay, is that it?
Right,
all right, that's it. That's enough to just be like horrible, disgusting. Why would you do that? I don't know. How is this show today? I'm not feeling as good about it, but sometimes when I watch back, I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. I love the attire. I love the movie behind me. I love that it ties into Artie Lange. This new thing here, I think that requires some improvement. There's something wrong here, the way this red is bleeding out of the eye of that. That means it's overexposed or something. I don't like that. I don't like it. This next video I have, I personally think is quite interesting. I have some things I definitely felt... Hold on here. What? No. Here we go. That's it right here. Okay, so this is an interesting topic from Paul Joseph Watson talking about how AI is learning to create all these beautiful, sexy women that are so lifelike that they are actually stealing the business from like OnlyFans girls and such. So let's watch this, shall we? Here we go.
AI-generated social media influencers are exploding in popularity, and it could spell the beginning of the end for real human female OnlyFans creators.
Yeah.
They're calling it...
I love that.
The Thought-pocalypse. Well, I am anyway.
Is that what it
Farmers
is?
Market vibes this
Yeah,
Thursday.
hot.
What's your fave fruit? Guys, see more of me on Patreon.
No prizes, or should I say points, for guessing what else you get to see. Get it? Points. I'm so sorry. One of the most popular
Well, I didn't
AI
get it.
thoughts is Mila Sofia, a 24-year-old virtual influencer and fashion model from Finland. When
Wait,
Mila was launched last
see her?
year, most people could tell she wasn't real, but rapid improvements in AI realism in just
Yes.
the last 12 months
This
alone
is fascinating.
have pretty much...
Okay, so it's extraordinary how real she looks, right? I can still tell that they're, but this could be the byproduct of face filters or something. But there is something that's not quite real about that. But that's real enough to tempt men to pay into something that is artificial and not real, thinking it's real, thereby stealing the business from real women who are whoring themselves out on OnlyFans. I did say whoring themselves out. I don't think it's a dignified way of life to get paid to do sexual favors online. You may make a shit ton of money, but you lose the respect of a lot of people. Okay, you should have the legal right to do it, but I'm not supporting it as a way of life for women. I think it's degrading to women. But anyway, the irony here is not like whether women should do OnlyFans in a pornographic way. I think the real irony here is that something totally artificial and something totally artificial created by a man is now stealing the business of the women. Uh-oh, the future is AI. It's not female, it's not male, it's AI, baby. Not entirely. I'm saying that to be silly, but yeah, whatever. Let's continue with this.
Was that gap, but some idiots actually thought she was a real woman from the start and are now hilariously angry about it.
She's the hottest influencer on social
What?
media with
Excuse
guys
me?
around the...
No. What I want to point out is if you're online spanking it to women, if you can't discern whether it's a real woman or not, you can't be angry that it's not, because if it's real, you're still at home and you're not really with a real woman. If it fools the senses, it fools the senses. It doesn't matter that it's not real if it comes off as nearly real and it gets you off. It's not real. So like, okay, this woman is AI generated here. I'm looking at, check it out. This woman's AI generated, right? I look at her and I get the normal feelings of being turned on as a man. I love it all. She looks gorgeous, but she's not real. And so, but I can still trick my mind into thinking it's real enough. Hello, Miss AI. I want to caress this AI woman. Look at this lady's face. So I'm actually more attracted to the AI than this lady, but this lady's an attractive lady. Look at this lady. That's a funny expression. All right. So which do you prefer here, the real lady or the AI lady? In real life, I'm going to want a real woman. But in real life, I don't want, like, I have no emotional attachment to some girl I don't even know on my phone, AI or real or not. Let's continue.
World sending her marriage proposals.
Every aspect
Jeez.
of her ravishing looks are computer generated. And that has some of her online fans upset, saying they've been hoodwinked after trying to...
She's not real. I feel hoodwinked. Hoodwinked. Oh my gosh. That sounds a little when I think hoodwinked, oh, never mind. I'm thinking something else.
her affection. You're a beautiful young woman. Your beauty really dazzles me.
Yeah,
I adore
dude.
you. A
I mean, look at that.
$1 million smile.
I
Yeah,
mean, like,
fellas, I'm sure
okay,
you had a-
excuse me. Excuse me. I have a point to make. Every time I see a beautiful woman online like that, I see these comments from these guys and I'm like, simp! Honestly, that's such simping behavior. Out of 10,000 guys, you're sitting there like, you're so hot, babe. Oh, I love you. And first of all, how emotionally weak is that? That you go on and you say that to an artificial woman or a real woman or whatever. I mean, like, you get so carried up in the image. I just don't fall in love with an image anymore. It blows my mind that people do that. And my head is not working the way that I feel like it should. Oh my God, and I'm burping like a fiend.
Imagine being so naive you get catfished
I'm only
by
a minute
computer
into
code.
this.
Some creations are more convincing than others. This one looks like they've just badly
Not real
photoshopped
looking.
a
Yeah,
fake
it
head
does
onto
look badly photoshopped, and it does have an ability to turn on, but this is also artificial looking that, you know, if you want something to look real, even makeup is something that turns me off. I was looking at Kim Kardashian yesterday, and her whole face is just like glossed over with some kind of disgusting layer. And it's a turnoff to me. So when I see natural beauty, I mean, like, lessen the makeup on this, and it might actually be more of a turn on. Do you know what I mean? Look at her right there. She's like, I mean, all the parts are there, but if you lessen the makeup a little bit, you're going to wind up making this a more attractive person. The eyebrows are a little bit much on this one. Even like, you know, I love the black around the eyes like that with the eyeliner. I think looks good, but it's all overdone on this one. Looks a little like she got punched in the face, to be honest with you.
the girl's real body. Ditto with this one. Others look like generic video game
Now that's
cutscene.
extraordinary. If that's real, it's almost believable. But again, the face, if you want this to look more realistic, you got to do a little less of that makeup. And that's the problem I have with real women in makeup. That's the interesting contrast of what I'm saying here. That a real woman with too much makeup is about as much of a turnoff as this AI that has too much makeup that makes it look artificial to me. So there's this same artificiality between the two, whether it's an AI woman or a real woman. It's just a big turnoff for me. So keep going, Paul. Very interesting. I'm only a minute and a half in. This is a 10-minute clip. I don't think I'm going to make it through all of this.
PCs, but some are virtually indistinguishable from the real thing.
Yeah. See, that's amazing right there. That's amazing. I need to turn that down because I think the music might be. I mean, like, that is convincing. The movement, everything.
Perfected that vacant, fatherless, 1,000-yard OnlyFans stare.
Lordy. Oh, come on now. Okay, turn that off. I don't want the copyright issue, dude. But look at how amazing and compelling the movement is. It
Lies
feels
the problem
real.
for real flesh and blood ethos. AI bots can pump out quality content much faster at a much
AI
cheaper
bots.
price, where an OnlyFans model might charge.
I've gone online. I've seen guys posting these incredibly provocative pictures, and I'm like, what's the AI you're using? I want to know what the AI you're using is, because I do it on Mid-Journey, and if you say, like, sexy woman with a bikini, they'll be like, you're not allowed to use the word sexy. It's like, what? So, yeah, it's really hard to get AI on Mid-Journey to do anything provocative. And so I want to know what they're using. It says Hollywood starlets, AI influencers. It doesn't say specifically. It doesn't say. Why don't you tell me the specific AI? I want the porno AI. There've got to be some limitations, though. It could obviously go too far if you tell it what to do in certain arenas that are illegal and highly immoral.
$20 plus for a subscription to their page. A bot could produce the same photos, videos, and messages for less than half the price. And while the real ethot has to pay for her costume, her photographer, makeup, lighting, and all that jazz, some dude on a laptop can just knock up another Mila Sophia holiday pic on his lunch break.
See, not even real, but the curves, the shapes, everything is convincing and compelling. And this face here, no wonder guys are falling in love with that face. But wait a minute. I'm not commenting on their profile saying, I love you, thinking it's real. I know this is AI. I'm not in love with you. But it has all the art of the biology here. And I see it, and I react like a normal man, and I'm reassured that I'm a normal man when I see that. They're like, you're gay, Paul. But well, then why is that so attractive to me? Stupid parasite saying I'm gay. Seriously. Like, I'm totally attracted to that. And there are always, like, gay people who are, like, trying to make you doubt your sexuality. I love that right there. That makes my brain go crazy. And it's not even real. But the truth is, I'm not simping. If she were online and a woman posted that online, I wouldn't be like, I love you. I love you. You're so beautiful. I don't even tell them they're beautiful because they already have an avalanche of guys, and I'm not one of those guys. Okay? I'm just admitting, as a man, that turns me on. Naturally. It's natural! And like, it takes an insecure person to make you doubt where you're coming from when you're being perfectly honest about it. I think that's worth mentioning. Fudge.
Our Ellie girl has to sit there in a single chat stream for 3 hours a day, whereas Mila could just talk to 1,000 different simps at once via ChatGPT, while its actual creator does literally nothing. They are not confined by human limitations. They can be in multiple places at once, speak any language, perform incredible feats, and even undergo a total redesign at will. Who knew that?
Oh yeah, what's really interesting about that is I heard someone the other day say that they like anime because of the way you can mess with the proportionality of things. And so there are some things that are so blown out of proportion that that's the same effect as putting on too much makeup. Like when the ass becomes so artificially big looking because you're injecting it or putting in, I don't know, implants in your buttocks, it becomes unnatural looking, like Kim Kardashian's butt, like Kim Kardashian, real Kardashian with her makeup. I'm not attracted to overdoing it. I'm attracted to seeing the natural beauty with a little bit of enhancements. There's a such thing as overdoing it. So whether it's artificiality created by AI or artificiality created by makeup on the woman and implants, sometimes those things can be overdone. But I heard someone say that they like the anime because of the way proportionality can be blown out. And I've seen cartoons and I'm like, yuck. It's like, it's way unrealistic and it just doesn't jive right with me. It's some kind of fetish, and I don't even understand how people start to get into these unnatural looking proportions and fetishes. So if you have a woman who gets boob implants, oh boy, what am I talking about here? If you have a woman who gets boob implants and they're way too big proportionally, they still are in the real world and you see them. But when you see it in like a cartoon, you're like, oh, whoa, I know that's not natural. And that like accentuated, exaggerated look appeals to some guys. Sometimes just the natural is what I think being attracted to the most natural thing is probably the healthiest type of sexuality you can have. And I'm not saying that I don't get out there in certain respects. There are certain areas I don't go that I think are gross and weird and all that. Everybody's different. And I can't even begin to fathom or understand how and why people develop the tastes that they do in life. Sometimes I'm like, why? Like, why? I like tan lines. I like proportionality, you know what I mean? I don't like the out of proportion things in the way of like physicality. And, you know, that's even true like with male bodybuilders. In the day of Arnold Schwarzenegger, he kind of like went to the maximum of what was possible in that day, looking pretty good, kind of like every guy would want to look like that. But beyond that, years later, even he said, they've taken it to such an extreme where it starts to get worrisome and more freakish looking than it does ideal looking. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think I'm making sense. I like some of the things I'm adding to this video.
First jobs to be replaced by artificial intelligence would be online thirst traps. And yeah, most OnlyFans simps will obviously always want the real thing over something AI generated. But what if they don't know the difference? The technology has already blurred the lines and it's only getting better.
Like, Dude, seriously, if that is artificial intelligence right now,
Dozens of these
holy
things, new
crap.
ones popping up every day. I'm totally starting a fake
that's amazing.
AI-generated OnlyFans
Here,
for gullible
that's
idiots
amazing.
if I
So these are all like the same face or something? They all look real to me, okay? And the makeup is not overdone, all gorgeous, and so it tricks the mind. It's like a sex doll, okay? But I said, even the other day, I think I was on here and I said, if you put a bikini on a bucket, I'll be like, ooh. Just because, like, the shapes, the bikinis, the colors, there are certain things that the mind orients to, and you can put it on a bucket and be turned on. Oh, man. Gosh golly darn me.
at this trading thing. The point is they're already good enough to pass as real for 80% of NPC pay pigs. Ironically, since almost
don't be a
all
pay
of the...
pig. Do not be a pay pig. Oh, hey, everybody, I have that bubble in my throat. Can you hear the bubble in my throat? I can hear the bubble in my throat. I want to take advantage of the bubble in my throat for a second. Well, that's really neat. What does it sound like? It sounds a little bit like I have a trumpet in my throat. Hello, trumpet in my throat. Now watch the tone change as I get rid of it. Now watch the tone change as I get rid of it. Do you hear the change in tonality there? That was interesting to me. And just like this video. Say more, Paul.
Actual influencers are created
God, I'm at
by
56
men. They're
minutes.
reappropriating wealth from OnlyFans women. It's men getting rich off other men who are paying for pictures of fake girls. No real women are involved in the entire transaction. That's a strange kind of brotherhood, isn't it? But
It's
let's
like
talk about a far better
Phenomenal irony.
way to invest your money. Given how unstable everything has seemingly become, the precarious state of the world is a constant concern. And that's why it's more important
oh my
than
God.
ever to
The
protect
state of the world. One more thing, Paul. Like, not just the current state of the world, it's that it's progressing. There's a momentum going in a certain direction that is very unsettling on so many levels. Things that I want to talk about more in the future, but I can't right now because I'm having my tongue stepped on. But anyway, carry on.
assets. I first bought gold nearly
Freedom
20
haters.
years ago when it was hovering at around 600.
No gold. I don't want to hear about your gold, Paul. Hold on. Pass it up, gold. Back to the pair. There we go. There we go. Start again.
Company Broad is worth over $10 million
Wow.
and can earn over $10,000 in sponsorship posts.
She supports Black Lives Matter and transgender rights.
So the creators can ensure she only ever expresses the correct opinions, avoiding the risk
Oh, that's crazy, man. Seriously, that they create a character and they assign to it certain values and rights, descending from a specific ideology that's probably very best for the business model. So in this business model where you're selling gorgeous women, you don't have to alter, you don't have to do anything but what sells best. So if you have the highest percentage of society that will agree with values A, B, and C, you don't deviate from A, B, and C, and it's totally a profit proposition, okay? But that's disturbing, actually, too. Because maybe there's a niche market out there for men who like women who have different values than that ordinary liberal stuff. Not unordinary liberal stuff. Abnormal liberal stuff. I'm not going to call liberal normal anymore. It's not what it used to be. You know, if you want to talk about classic liberalism, I'm on board with that. But if you want to talk about contemporary liberalism, entirely, completely, totally, disgustingly a different thing. A little more of this. I will wrap up soon. Oh, my gosh.
ever being cancelled. Fashion brands like Levi are already using AI-generated models, enabling massive cost-cutting. But while there's an inherently creepy nature to these AI
that does pose a threat to all kinds of jobs out there, to actors, to people writing stories. All these are the debates going on right now, especially with the SAG strikes and stuff. And it's all valid. Like, if you're creating, what's the use of having human beings if like your go-to is an artificial image creator of a human being? It's kind of a slippery slope.
Virtual influencers. The responses to them by simps treating them like real women is both funny and tragic.
You just love the view from a rooftop pool.
Sexiest woman alive.
Yeah, not a woman and not
Not
alive.
alive.
I wish I could meet you one day
man.
and give you a big hug.
Not really getting this, is he?
No.
Is this too short?
I'm bothered by this. Oh, man, dude. Holy
Red-blooded
cow.
male complaining a zero. As always, you look stunning, and your blonde hair contrasts really well with black.
Simp.
It may be short,
Sim.
babe, but you
Oh, my
look
God,
marvelous.
yes, he's
I can
right. before I ever saw this video, I was already thinking that guys that do this are simps. I will only go out of my way to like be polite to a woman I know. I know that I went to high school and junior high with a girl, and right now she has an amazing fashion sense. So I actually texted her once and I said, "Your fashion is awesome." And that was it. I wasn't like, "You're so hot. Oh my God, I'm in love with you," whatever. She really does have hot fashion sense. And I have honestly felt like saying, "Hey, Monica, do you want to like help me with my wardrobe on here? Do you think this is the coolest I could be, or do you have other recommendations for how I should look on here? Because I want to look cool. I want to look my best." Keep going, Paul. Keep going.
Myself wrapping my arms around you, reinforcing how beautiful I find you to be. I do apologise, however, should my hands happen to find their way to caress your backside while in an embrace.
And they say romance is
Wimp.
dead.
Stepping in a miniskirt, Mandy, like
Now,
this is
oh
what
my God. Hold on. Go back.
backside while in an embrace.
And they say romance is
Say
dead.
again.
Stepping-
Freeze. Like, look at that. That is artificial, and yet it has all the effect on me as a natural woman. And the makeup is not overdone on this one. Let's zoom in on it. It's a little bit maybe overexposed because of all the white color in there, but that face on here is extraordinary. And I'm sure there's a woman who looks very much like that, even though that's not taken or generated from a real woman. I'm sure there's a woman in the world that probably looks extremely very much like that.
Miniskirt, Mandy, like
This is what American men fight wars for. Wow, we finally found a legitimate reason for the invasion of Iraq.
AC went out of the office and parts aren't available until late in the day. Only one way to recover.
Hot eyes, hot
Now,
eyes, hot eyes.
That
Wow,
one,
hot
I'm not
eyes, hot eyes,
particularly attracted to that one. Okay, hot eyes, hot eyes, hot eyes. Hopefully parts won't come in at all today.
Hopefully the parts won't come in at all today. Winky face, slush face, fire, 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 hearts, 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 angel, cupid heart, simp. But
You know
even
what
many-
I do, though? I admit to doing this, so I'm not like going and simping on women who exist. Like, let's take a woman, Elizabeth Montgomery, who played the witch in Bewitched, the TV show. So I watched this classic Hollywood page, and the lady from I Dream of Jeannie as well. They post these beautiful pictures they took way back in the prime of their lives, and so then I will do something like I will like it with a heart, because I have a better affection for these classic women in their prime than I do contemporary women in their prime, because I think a lot of people, men included today, are just not the same kind of classy people. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. But these classic women, these classic stars, I will come along and I will put beautiful. I'll say things like that to women who are already dead. So I'm not like simping to a woman that's there who doesn't give a shit. I just admire beauty. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit there and be one of the guys like, "Oh my God, you're so hot. I love it. You're so hot." No, thank you. We're going to
The
keep going a
responses
little.
are obviously bots as well. Usually boomer bots like this who post their fake profile pic below the AI model. So it's literally AI clones drooling over other AI clones.
I think I
in
need
some
a
giant
I need to train an AI model to emulate me in my ideal form. My body, my face, everything, with a thick head of hair. I want to see myself with hair. I swear to you all, one day, I'm going to do a show here, and I'm going to be putting on a toupee. Maybe a silver fox toupee. Something with gray that makes me look really cool. To get the idea of what I would look like with a head of hair. You don't get to see my bald head. That's right. I'm insecure in that way. Every day.
haunting, echoey dystopian feedback.
Hold on.
Philosophers
I'm going for something.
J.P. Morland and William Lane
Hold on.
Craig.
I'm trying to. What am I doing? I'm just trying to get a silly facial expression with him. Influence. Let's see.
Warn that the AI revolution will destroy actual human relationships. Men won't get married, said Morland. Instead, they'll spend their lives interacting with false personas that can't really love them and who they can't love either. It's a safe, riskless, but completely dead way to live life.
Oh, yes, it is a dead way to live life. It's the opposite of affirming life. You know what I was saying earlier in the show about affirming life by having many kids? That's depressing. Because there is no real love there, and guys get trapped into that. And I think that's part of the psyop that's being played on us to not mate, to lower the population, to totally screw up. There's an agenda behind this that wants to screw up people getting together to have connections, to create families and tribes that influence the direction of the world, to go in a positive way. Scary, weird. I keep thinking I want to quit, but then I keep thinking I have decent things to say about this.
Why bother navigating the minefield of modern dating when Andrea here can be your full-time online girlfriend for $300
And even if she has a sentient personality, I want to just, do I want to sit and interact online all the time, or do I want a real woman? A real experience? What's wrong with you people? The hell? Shit, man. Shit balls. Shit balls on fire. Suck my ass. There we go. Okay. I'm perfecting something right now that I shouldn't be. Off with that. Keep going, Paul.
To say the rise of AI porn stars isn't an ethical
It's a one-man show here.
What we've got now. Sex work is directly linked to mental health problems, depression and loneliness, and OnlyFans creators lulled by the money soon find themselves entering a spiral of anxiety, shame and rock bottom self-esteem.
Oh my God,
especially once they realize the utterly degenerate...
You can't go back. You create a permanent record, so it's like someone with a sex tape or something. It's like, that's you now. That's your history. That's your story, and you can't go back on it. In some ways you can, you know? I think if you're sincere, people should forgive you if you realize it was wrong and you move forward in life. I'm not saying you should be unforgivable. I'm just saying that you're going to like experience a dearth of self-esteem from what you're doing. And you may make a shit ton of money, but I guarantee you, I promise you, the money's not going to make you feel better unless you are super vacuous. I like I said in college once to a college professor, she was making the argument that anyone doing pornography cannot possibly be happy, and I was making the argument that some people are innately simpler. Is it a quality happiness like someone intellectual like this professor would experience? No, I don't think so. But a woman who's simpler, enjoying sex and enjoying the company and the fun, they can be happy even though it's maybe not the type of happiness we would say is quality happiness. They can be having fun in life. It can be a great period for them. Hopefully they're not on their period when they do it. And I actually debated in my head before that came out of my mouth. Should I say that? And I just went with it. Was it wrong? I don't know. I don't like to bring up menstruation.
And pitiful nature of
I don't
their
like to joke about menstruation. I like scatological humor. You can have scatological humor all day long. Talking about poops and duties and all kinds of mean, disgusting ways, smearing it on things, eating it, whatever. That doesn't bother me as much as making jokes about menstruation. Why? What is that? Why? Oh my God. Every time I say something, I'm thinking, look, Your Honor, look how he's behaving. This is performance art. It's expression. It's supposed to make people laugh. Oh my God, I'm so conflicted. I'm so tugged one way and the other way. Don't do this to me. I want to say what I want.
Remain lost in the psychotic wilderness of self-loathing and addiction. But at least if the creator is just an AI-generated bot, they won't face the payload of trauma experienced by
That's an interesting point you're making. That, but it still seals the business from women who want to do that job, and there are still women who will love the money, and they're just not morally wired to care about what they're doing that is an abomination to other people. And I'm not saying it's an abomination. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to do it. I would advise against it. If you have depth as a person, I would advise against it because it is going to be a drain on your self-esteem and your self-worth. You are going to develop more self-loathing if you have any kind of true moral foundation in your life. I'm going over on this show today because I think this topic is really interesting and I have a lot to say about it. Now, imagine if I did a 2-hour show. I would finish up this video. I'd go to a break. I'd probably go pee, walk around a little bit while something is playing on here, and I'd come back and do more of this. And it could be like as many as 2 hours long and very diverse from beginning to end. And I would get the break in the middle with my mind just for a moment to go away in the other room. But that's kind of what I want to do eventually. If I'm eventually doing 2-hour shows here, I want to break it up a little more. Have an interview in here, have a break period where I can get out and breathe and take these glasses off that pinch my head and stuff. It's very uncomfortable on my head. Oh, what? What? Hold on.
Of trauma experienced by real OnlyFans girls.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, this is, like, incredible how, like, realistic it is and how it definitely prods at my attraction. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Influencers and OnlyFans thoughts can be artificially generated. Why not Hollywood actors? One of the reasons for the recent Hollywood strike was concern over actors being digitally cloned, or entirely new AI actors being created to replace them. Netflix angered the Writers Guild of America by posting job openings for AI experts. But given the anodyne, sterile, rehashed, regurgitated...
Oh my God. See that? You know what I'm not going to ever do is go to a movie and wear a mask. Honestly, and it deserves a fuck you. Why that triggers me a little bit, what I'm seeing here. All these people in masks in a movie theater. Not me. I'm not paying to go in there and suffocate. I'll watch from home, and I will say, fuck you.
Dross being continually pumped out by the industry, with half the movie output now seemingly dominated by tedious franchise films that offer nothing but banal simulacrums of what went before. Half-baked, predictable lines that sound like they could have been written by ChatGPT 1.0 and might as well be delivered by robots anyway. Why not just replace them all with computer code and have done with it?
All right, very good. That is it for me, babe. Whatever, babe. Whatever. Babe, who, babe? What, babe? Where? I had all these other clips I was going to get to. I mean, like, I fill this show up. I wind up going with what's in my head, and it's just, I'm going to actually bring you over here real quick like this. I'm going to go like this and be like, talking to you from the front, come over here, fill this up, open that up, and then come over here like this and say, thank you so much for watching Copy Who today. This is my... I'm going to just do some things here. I get these screenshots. I put them at the beginning of short clips. I go like this. I go like this. And then we go like this. And we go like this. I want to get some cool stuff like this. And I want to look at you like this. Ha! Wow! I get several screenshots from that to do my short clips. And I appreciate you bearing with me while I do that. Maybe I should do it after the show, do another video clip so that it's not that per se at that time, but I'm going to go like this now. All right, if you made it through this, if you found what I said interesting, I appreciate you liking the video. Share it with people. Copy Who is Landia Colossus. Hang out for a year. You will not regret it. I appreciate people who understand what I'm going through out there. And I'm squeaking through barely in life. You have no idea how much I'm suffering over some of these things in my life right now. So, all right, everyone. I always have these things I like to say to you. I appreciate a lot of people who are sticking with me. They come back and watch shows, watch clips, like my videos. Thank you. I always mean it when I say, peace be with you all.
Yeah.